I think it's going to be checkmate even after the trade of queens. Parham has no choice but to go for it. Magnus, he could throw in knight c7 check, but I don't think he has to. He can play rook f takes d1, and look how nicely all of his pieces are positioned. But he takes his time. I think Magnus is considering whether to throw in that check on c7, because at the end of that variation, he's going to be attacking the rook on a8, and that might force Parham to spend another tempo to move that rook, and Magnus goes for a knight c7 check. Now he takes the queen to the rook. Looks like Parham has to move his rook on a8. You can't afford to lose an entire rook here. But if he goes rook c8, then this other knight can jump into d6, and then there's going to be a fork on the other square. Knight e5 instead by Magnus. Even better, he threatens checkmate on d7. He threatens knight takes f7. He is tearing Maksudlu apart. Knight d5, and simply knight takes d5. He doesn't even need the rook on h8. He's going down the d file. Parham has to take on d5. Now rook takes d5, and I think the game is over. You're going to lose the knight on d7, and it's a mating attack. Let's see if Parham can find anything to stave off defeat here. Bishop a3. You can see his time ticking down. Carlsen wins the knight. His rook on c1 is hanging. Parham has that passed pawn on c3, but it's not going anywhere. Rook c7. What a move. Now, if there's a trade, then the pawn promotes. BC. And Parham's losing the c3 pawn. He's got to go king e7, and the game is over. Everything is lost, and what an incredible brilliancy by the world champion, Magnus Carlsen, crushing Parham Maksudlu at the World Rapid and Blitz. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to click on the link